Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here, once again with another video. And today we're going to be looking at the pretty cool Men in Black movie DVD complete collection, or short term MIB, which obviously, if you just want to shorten it. And obviously, currently, not sure if there's going to be any more or what's the situation, but obviously, as it currently stands, 4 movies in the franchise. Um, but obviously, the fourth is sort of like, a rebooted, redone. It's not sort of carrying on from the fourth, because obviously it's not Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones that are in all 3 of the first films. It's Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson is obviously in the fourth, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But obviously, let's talk about the first 3 movies in the. So this is the MIB trilogy box set, which obviously contains all 3 of the first films. MIB, MIB2, and obviously MIB3. And obviously, you guys all know it stars a really good team up of Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. And obviously, Tommy Lee Jones at the time when it came out, obviously he was a legend, and obviously Will Smith was. Well, he was sort of a legend at the time, cause like Fresh Prince Bel-Air, but then he was sort of like just becoming, just as one of the, he was just like, it was just that time about '97 where he was like, obviously he'd been in a few films already, but it was like, he was just coming into his form where he was like, currently one of the best action stars at the time, because obviously he'd done Bad Boys previously, then he'd done Independence Day, then Men in Black, and then like a year later he'd done Wild Wild West. So obviously, he was like at that time, one of the best top action stars at the time. So it was a really good team up. Having Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, because it really did work between them. I thought it was quite good, and I think it was quite big at the time. I think it was very, very popular. A lot of people wanted to see it, a lot of people liked it, and I think it done reasonably well at pictures. I remember saying, I wanted to see it at the time, and I went to the pictures to see it, and yeah, I really, really liked it, really enjoyed it, thought it was really, really good. I think there was an argument about it's too short, but to be fair, I think films like this, you know, 'cause it's sort of, right, it's got that element of comedy action-ish. So I'm not sure. Maybe 2 hours is a bit too long for that type of film. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 5 minutes longer. But for me, I don't think really in the first one time was that much of an issue. But I know there's a few people that said there wasn't longer. But as I said, I think the first one is really, really good all the way through, and I really do like it. And there's loads of moments where it's really good, and Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith are really, really good in it. And yeah, so going on to the second one now. I don't think the second one did as well as the first. I remember at the time, and I think it is. Now the second one is probably 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes shorter than it probably should be. It's quite short. It's like an hour and 20, just less than that, like that, no longer than that. It's shorter than the first. So probably it is a bit too short, because when you watch it, it goes pretty quickly, and yeah, probably is a bit too short. Also, it's not as strong as the first. However, I think it is relatively, despite that being short and not as good, it is an actual, it's an all right sequel because the fact that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are back in it and they're really, really good in it again. And there is a few moments where I do enjoy it. There is some scenes where I like it, and I think that they're quite good. And there's some funny moments as well, which I like. So it's not all bad. There is moments where it is good. And I quite like the villains that are in it, and some of the action. I think it's just that it's quickly done and could probably be done better, like it was in the first. Like the action in the first one was really, really good, and the second it's like maybe a bit too quick in places where they're taking on the bad guys. But other than that, it's all right. But yeah, it just needs a few. Well, it would have needed a few things to be done better and made a bit longer. But other than that, all right. MIB3. That come out about 8 years later, or no, actually 10 years later, 2012, because MIB2 was 2002, so MIB3 was 2012. Now, again, MIB3, you could probably say that some cases may be better than 2, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. Even though 2 is not as good as the first, probably still favour 2 over 3. But I don't know. But as I said, it's good because obviously Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones are in it, so that's good. And they're both good in it. Tommy Lee Jones is not in it as long as he is in the first 2 because Will Smith goes back in time to can't remember the date exactly, like 60s or 70s, where he goes and has to find a young version of Kay, obviously Tommy Lee Jones, but obviously it's played by someone younger, not Tommy Lee Jones, and then they have to sort some stuff out with a villain, but he has to go back to the past anyway. Yeah, but I mean the storyline is all right. And it plays out quite nicely. And as I said, Will Smith does a really, really good job in it. And yeah, it's all right. It has moments where it is good, and somewhat enjoyable. And then it plays out quite well. And the time is quite good on this, I have to say. It's like 1 hour and 35 minutes, so the time is quite good. And it's all right again. As I say, it's quite good all the way through. And there's moments where it is good. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think maybe I do prefer 2, other than it just being like 10 minutes shorter. But yeah, I mean obviously 1 is the better out of the 3, but 3 is all right. There's a few good moments in there. Anyway, that's the first 3. Now, obviously the latest one, the more recent one, is again starring Tessa and Chris and they don't work that bad together, to be honest. Chris is all right as his character, and Tessa is all right as hers. They both bring different elements to their characters, and they're actually all right. Obviously they're not as good as Tommy Lee or Will Smith. Absolutely nowhere near. You have to say that, but they're all right. And the film itself, yeah, it doesn't stand up as well as it does the first MIB classic, and I'm not sure how well it actually did at the cinema. But I don't think it was such a massive success as the first MIB. But I think to be honest, I think it is all right. It's a good family action film where it is pretty much good all the way through, and there's a lot. There is a really lot of things going on, and the action is quite good, and I like a lot of the characters in it, and a lot of the cute animals and stuff that's in it, and the humour is okay. The villains, the storyline is okay as well. Oh yeah, by the way, Liam Neeson is the villain in it, so that's quite a big name to have as a villain. I think maybe the issue with this is, as I said, other than it being not as good as the first one, it's maybe a bit long, maybe I don't know, maybe 10 minutes long, too long for this type of film. I think it maybe didn't need to be kept shorter. It's a bit too long. It sort of drags sometimes, where maybe a few scenes that didn't need to be in there, maybe, or just tries to drag on a bit too long, sort of thing, so to speak. You should have, like, maybe where it ended, like maybe it should have ended 10 minutes longer, but I'm not too sure. That's just my opinion on it, but it's all right. It's to say it's quite a nice watch to watch on, Saturday, like the weekend. But as I say, yeah, those are my thoughts. So guys, that is pretty much the end of this video. So hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, see you soon, bye for now.